Oh, there she goes. Okay. Press your fingertips down, lengthen through your sideways side chest. Push down to lengthen up. Move your arm bones back to bring your shoulder blades into your back. Ah, that's better, Allison. Although you'll probably have to change it when you stand up. And keep this lift in your chest. Release your hands to your thighs. Close your eyes. Descend your thighs. With even and equal weight, your two sitting bones lengthen up through the front of your body. Press your shoulder blades onto your back ribs to broaden across your collarbones. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. Take slow, even breaths. And then gently open your eyes. All right, so take one of your blankets or a towel or something. It's really just for padding, but make a little roll. And then cross your legs so that your feet hang off the roll. So you're kind of in the same position you started in, except now, rather than a blanket behind you, there's a blanket in front of you. And you don't have to use the roll. It's just so you don't squish your feet. All right, and then come forward any amount. Your elbows come to the floor, place your elbows on the floor. And then if your elbows are on the floor, or if your arms are in front of your shins, if you're that low, then press back into your shins to move your chest forward. If you're not that low, don't worry about it. Come up, change the cross of your legs. Come forward. Again, if you can press your upper arm into your shin, do that to move your chest forward. Come back up. Take your legs wide. Press your thighs down. Bring your hands in front. Possibly walk forward. Now, if your elbows are on the floor, and this is only some of you, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take, actually, you could do it with your hands too. So, take your hands and then drag your hands back toward your legs to extend your chest forward. If you're on your elbows, you can do the same thing. So you're isometrically pulling your arms back to move your chest forward. At the same time, press your thighs down, stretch your legs. Yes. All right, and then come back up. Come on to all fours. Spread your palms. Tuck your toes under. All right, so the first one we're just going to do regular. Lift it. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Stretch your thighs back. Straighten your legs. Press your hands forward. Press your thighs back. Press down with your index finger and thumb. Turn your upper arms out. Let your head hang. Look back at your feet. See if they're pointing the same direction. So if you can see one heel more than the other, fix that. And then bend your knees. Take your knees wide apart, big toes together. Push back into child's pose. Come back up to your hands and knees again. All right, so just like Tai Chi is slow Kung Fu, I want you to think of yourself as doing more Tai Chi. Bob knows more about this than I do, but the idea is there that you want to move very, very slowly. So think of slow motion, filming or something like that. So when you come into your next dog pose, don't be in a hurry to get in. So you lift your knees off the floor and then just move slowly. All right, Then you're up for a moment or two. And then you're going to do the opposite. You're going to move slowly back. All right, so do that a couple times. So you're going from hands and knees to dog pose, back to hands and knees. Yes, you can do this on elbows as well. So if you want a little change up. One thing you can also do is to do it quickly, to notice what moves first and what moves second. So does your torso move first or does your torso move second? And then do it slowly. All right. Come up to standing. Stand Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back, press your feet into the floor. Move the weight of your thighs back so that you're on the front of your heel. The weight is on the front of your heel. Extend your arms down by your sides. Now, you're gonna, so this class is gonna be the slow class. So you're gonna try to do things slowly today. So come into Urdhva Hastasana, or upward hands, but you can either bring your arms forward or out to the side. I'm doing it forward. But slowly lift your arms up. So we've done this with a block. It's much harder with a block. So if you're somebody that likes it much harder, you can use a block. And when you go slowly like this, you'll notice areas where you want to move through quickly. And those most likely are areas that you're tight. All right. So next we're going into Uttanasana. So if you need blocks for Uttanasana, have them in front. And if you have lower back pain, you'll take your hands to your hips and keep your abdomen to fold forward. If not, then you can use your arms. Really, you should be using the strength of your legs to lower down, but that's not always easy, especially when you have back issues. So we're coming to Uttanasana, arms extended, and moving slowly. Either hands on bricks or on the floor. All right. Then you're going to go back up. So if you're using your arms extended, keep them either side of your ears or wherever they were when they were up high. And then move your buttocks towards your heels, and that will pull your abdomen up. And then you're using your hamstrings to lift the, well, technically it's pulling on the pelvis, but it's doing the job of lifting your torso up. Let's do one more like that. So extend your arms up, press your feet into the floor. Pull your abdomen in, especially the lower portion of the abdomen. And either hands to the hips or hands up extended. Lower down. Once you reach the floor, take a breath. And then pull your abdomen in, buttocks towards your heels. Lift yourself back up. And slowly release your arms down. All right, now we did this ages ago, back when we were together in class. So we're going to do a total of 2 sun salutations, but very slowly. So we did the first part, which is this, and then we'll step back, but we'll do it slowly. So that it's very tricky to step back slowly. It's actually even trickier to step forward slowly. So you're extending your leg and you're trying to lower it to the ground so it doesn't fall to the ground. All right, and we'll step back and go to down dog, up dog, and step forward. Okay, ready? Of course you're ready. Stand at the front edge of your mat. And then either, well, you can do arms out to the side if you did arms forward before. So you slowly lift your arms out to the side, and about, when you're lifting your arms out to the side, you at some point have to turn your palms to the ceiling. and lift them up over your head. Then start to lower your hands to the floor or to the blocks. Blocks are easier when you step back. And then even bend your knees slowly, so it's not, you try as many movements slowly as you can. You're gonna step your right leg back first, so you push weight onto your left leg and lift your right leg up. And begin to extend it back. Again, lower to the floor. And if you need to adjust your lunge, adjust your lunge. All right, now you have to figure out, this will, if you are a member of the T-Rex Club, being on blocks will help you lift your left leg up. Because there's no, for me, there's nothing to push down on to lift that leg up. I'm on my fingertips. So see if you can lift your left leg up slowly. And bring it back to meet your right leg. And you're in downward facing dog. Then you're slowly going to come forward to plank. You may need to scoot your feet back. And because I have moments of compassion, we won't do chaturanga slowly. Maybe Sofa and Bob can do that. Then roll over the tops of your feet. Or whatever works. And do Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Now you're going to roll over the tops of your feet. And lift your hips high. Back to downward facing dog. Now slowly bring your right leg forward into a lunge. And there's a point where you kind of have to fling it or grab it with your hand and move it forward. How to feel like a beginner again? All right. Now you have to move your weight forward to transfer the weight onto your right leg. So you can lift your left leg up and bring it forward to the right leg. Either hands out to the side, hands on the hips, or hands forward. Pull your abdomen in, lift up. Bring your arms back down to Tadasana. All right. Other side. Press your thighs back, begin to lift your arms up. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Bend your knees. Transfer the weight to your right foot. Lift your left leg up. Extend it back. What? Lost it. Again, to lower it to the floor. Come into the lunge. Now transfer the weight to your left leg and your arms. Lift your right leg up. Move it back to meet your left leg. You should be in Uddha Mukha Svanasana now. Now move my feet back, so it's a little easier to roll over the tops of your feet if you can do that. Slowly come forward to plank. And then keep moving from plank to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward facing dog or cobra for those that need to do cobra instead. Then you move slowly back, pulling your abdomen in. Come back to downward facing dog. Transfer the weight to your right leg and your arms. Lift your left leg up. Bring it in as close to your chest as possible. So you can fudge it forward. There you go. Yeah. You're in the lunge now. Now transfer the weight to your left leg. Onto the toes of your right leg, that will help. And slowly bring your right leg forward. And slowly lift yourself up into Urdhva Hastasana. And then back to Tadasana. All right. Now you have a choice as far as the standing poses. You can either hold blocks or you can place them either side. I'm going to show it with holding blocks. So stand in the middle of your mat so you can see the width of your standing so that your mat is going out to the sides. All right, obviously you can't jump slow. So take your legs apart. So for Utthita Trikonasana, slowly lift your arms up. All right, if you have foam blocks, this is a little easier. Turn your right leg out. Turn your left leg in. Kathy, I think you need a bigger step. Please. All right. All right, now we're going to come into Trikonasana. So you're going to slowly lift arms up. Slowly lower your right block to the floor. And you lift your left block up. only if you do not have a shoulder injury. You can take your top block back. This will open your chest, rotate you more. Then when you get gotten that rotation, lift it straight up to the ceiling again. And now you have to figure out how to come up slowly. So grab your block with your right hand, transfer the weight to your feet, and slowly come up. Turn your right leg in. Turn your left leg out. Take a breath. The next exhalation, pressing strongly with the feet. Take your left hand down to the floor. Slowly. These are all core exercises, by the way, in case you were wondering. When your left hand is solidly on the floor, as long as it's okay for your right shoulder, you can take that top block behind you. Then once you get any opening that you're going to get from that, bring it straight up again. Press your feet strongly into the floor. Put weight on both feet so it's not all on your left foot. And then lift your torso slowly back up with the strength of your legs, with or without blocks. Blocks get heavy, don't they? Turn your left leg in. All right, now I want you to put your, if you're using blocks, I want you to put your left block on the floor. I mean, you could, well, you could probably use it, but let's try it the first time without the block. But keep your right block in your hand if you're using the block. Turn your right leg out. Come back into Utthita Trikonasana. Using the strength of your legs, the strength of your core to lower yourself down. You'll feel yourself pushing more weight into your legs than you normally do. All right, we're going for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So take your top hand and place it on your waist. Bend your right knee until you're in kind of Parshvakonasana. Now, I don't know if you can step in slowly. I don't think I can. I kind of have to throw myself forward. I guess I could scoot in slowly. So there we go, heel toe in. Now I'm going to take my right hand and move it forward. Then coming onto the toes of your left foot, move the weight into your right leg. Lift your leg off the floor. Slowly straightening your right leg to lift your left leg higher and higher. Squeeze your right hip in. Rotate your chest, extend through the left leg. All right, so now I have to go in reverse. Now slowly bend your right leg. Reaching back with your left leg. You can move the block in a little. Reach back, reach back, reach back, reach back, reach back. And then eventually you just kind of fall on the floor. Move the block so it's on near the ankle. And start to straighten your right leg. Turn your chest. Lift your left arm up. Press through your left heel. Inhale, lift all the way up. Turn your right leg in. Other side. Turn your left leg all the way up. Slowly lower down. So you'll see that my hips actually shift to the left as I come down. It's easier to see when you move slowly. Adverb. Once you're in Trikonasana, take your right hand to your hip. Bend your left leg until you're in a version of Parsvakonasana. And then heel toe your foot closer. Move your left hand forward. And pause there. Now squeeze your outer left hip in. Move it forward towards the camera. Press down with your left foot and come onto the toes of your right foot. Then slowly lift your right leg off the floor. And then try to simultaneously straighten your left leg as you lift your right leg. So the pose is unfurling like petals of a flower. That's not something I would normally say, I guess. Very runny either. All right. Then you're going to go back through Trikonasana. So slowly bend the leg. Reach back, reach back, reach back with the right leg. Back in Trikonasana, lift your right arm up. Press through your right heel, pull your abdomen in, slowly lift up. Turn your toes to the front. Bring your arms and legs together. All right. That bother anyone's hips? You have to make lots of movement. You're really small. Yes, it did bother your hips. Okay. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, all right. It was good, all right. So, there's another way to get into Ardha Chandrasana. And we're gonna try this way because it's harder. So, I turn my right leg, or your right leg, towards the little toe side, this little toe side of the mat, the little side of the mat. And then I'm just gonna tilt into it. Like this. Like I'm slowly doing a cartwheel. All right, got the idea? So turn to face the short side of your mat. And then you have to take your left foot back and your arms up. So you're in a really short step. You don't have to use blocks. But I would suggest you have a block down on the floor if you're not using blocks. All right, now transfer the weight to your right leg and let your left leg float in the air. And slowly Keeping your right leg strong, straight, your right hip moving towards the camera. As you come down into Ardha Chandrasana. If your right buttock is sticking out behind you, pull it in. Yeah, you're more than welcome to use the wall because it's more about control than balance, although balance makes the abs work harder. All right, now you have to come back up with a straight leg. So suck that right hip in and start to lower your left leg as you come back up. All right, second side. Put your arms up. Turn your left toes to face the short side of your mat. And then transfer the weight onto your left leg. Start to cartwheel down. Suck the outer left hip in, move it forward. And then try to move the weight back towards your heel. You will have an easier time coming up. And slowly come back up. All right, take your legs wide apart. Hands on your hips. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. This is a rest, so you don't have to do it slowly. Come forward. Rest your head down. Head doesn't have to touch. Push your thighs back. Let your neck release. Place your hands on your hips, come all the way back up. Step your feet together. Okay. So if you've taken many of my classes, what you're expecting next is headstand. But that's not what's going to happen. So I have a blanket as padding, and my blocks are together here. I'm going to scoot my camera a little closer so it's easier to see what I'm doing. There you go. So I'm standing on the blocks, and I'm coming into a squat. I take my knees apart and bring my arms down either side of my shins.
So you can come onto your toes, it doesn't matter. The blocks make it easier for many people. They actually don't make it easier for me, but since most people it makes it easier, I'm showing. And you remember way back at the beginning of class where I said you have to bring your arms to your shin like this, and you had to push against your shin? Well, you have to do that here. All right? And then I'm gonna look forward. And you can just watch for a second, you've worked hard. Squeeze my knees in, keep looking forward, and come onto my toes. All right? Then I'm gonna keep coming onto my toes until they get a little light. Then I'm gonna lift a toe off. Then I'm gonna lift the other toe off, you can't see that one. And then if I'm feeling pretty good, I'm gonna lift both toes off, press through my hands and lift up. Now you'll notice that I never looked, I looked at the camera, but I didn't look back at my feet. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're not gonna look at your feet. Your feet will be there. All right, the padding is for the off chance that you do this. That's because you've looked at your feet. But it's there anyway because it's natural to look at your feet. All right, Bakasana. So stand on your bricks. Yeah, what is that? Oh, that's in front of, you have something in front of the camera, Marcia? You're not on that. Oh, okay. I was like, that's a lot of padding. All right, place your hands on the floor. All right, squat down as low as you can. Right, now bend your elbows. Yeah. Bob, take your hands wider. Yes. There we go. Look forward. Lean forward until you come onto your toes. Squeeze your legs towards your shins. Squeeze your legs towards your shins. Squeeze your legs on your arms. All right, lift one leg. Or not. Yeah. And then try the other one. All right, so one of the things that's going wrong, I'm going to show this from the side because I can't see what you're doing from the side. You couldn't see what I was doing from the side. So I'm going to show it without blocks so you can see the whole thing. All right, can you see where my knees are and where my arms are? It's not like this. This is very hard. You can do it like that. And that's more, they're traditional. But I'm getting my hands almost to the outsides of my knees and my elbows are bent. And then when I come forward, it's easier to get in. If you're narrow, it's really hard to bend your elbows to the side. I could probably do it from above, but like that. All right, so try that one more time. Now watch. With or without blocks, it doesn't really matter. If you get up, bring your feet together. So the insides of the feet touch. Yeah. Arms wider, there we go, wider. Yes. Now come onto your toes. Lean forward, come towards the camera. Yes, like that. Now lift one leg up. I love it how Chaya just says no. But you can feel the way moving forward towards the feet. Yeah, and Karen, I think if you bring the blocks together, you're more likely to bring your feet together once you get up. Yes, more elbow bending, Kathy. That will help. It's your tight hips that are causing you some trouble, but. All right. You okay there, Allison? Okay. All right. Is that good? You good with that? Just add some padding here.
Mary, what is the name of this pose?
Bakasana,
Okay.
crane, sometimes it's called crow.
Yeah.
There's another crane pose and it's called something else. So I don't,
We can call it Bakasana.
Bakasana.
Okay.
B-A-K asana.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now you have a choice. Choice one. Walk in. My head's not on the ground. And again, we're back to slow. Bakasana actually is approached slowly. It's really hard to do quickly. There's a video of Iyengar doing it quickly. So either like this, I'm just making sure I'm not going to fall on anything if I, or I'm speeding it up a little bit. Slowly, like this. All right, pick one of those and begin. So you're gonna lift one leg very slowly into the air. So either coming into Shirshasana or Shirshasana prep.
So Mary, your head is on the floor in the second one?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
And you can use a wall, I guess, obviously. In fact, it's probably recommended. And if you're doing the prep, you don't need the wall. Yeah, Kathy, I have seen people go into handstand slowly and Pachamayurasana slowly. I am not one of those people that can do that. You might need a little hop to get up, yeah. And then try to slow it down. Better, Allison, yes, that was a good movement. Yes, Karen, if we all had yoga toilets, we could all do that slowly. Less pressure on the neck, so.
Yoga toilet.
Oh, you have to look at gallery view and you'll see Karen's little headstand thing. It's a kind of a joke that when you look at it from above, it looks a little bit like a toilet. All right, Karen, why don't you come down so they can see your contraption. So look at gallery view or look at Karen's, and hers doesn't show it from if you were looking down at the top. Hers actually doesn't look as much like it. Yeah, there you go. As much like a toilet as some, but it does look a little like a toilet. Anyway, it's a joke.
But it permits me to practice because I have severe neck problems.
Yes, it's not. I'm not saying it's wrong at all.
I'm just saying.
But however, I always do the prep and I always try to go up once for a very short period of time just to see what's going on.
Yeah, because there are days when it feels okay. I have a lot of problems with my neck, and there's days I can do 3 or 4 minutes, and there's days I can do 30 seconds. There's days
Yeah,
I don't
right.
do it at all.
It's just the effort.
Yeah. I do have 2 chairs that I don't know where the other chair is.
Well, I used to do it on the chairs, but I don't have much room here, so I got
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yes, and they are mowing outside. All right. Guess it's time. So, you're gonna lie on your back. You're gonna lie like a politician. Sorry. All right. Bring your heels in close to your hips. Press your upper arms into the floor. Lift your hips. Roll your shoulders under. Lift your hips higher until you're Chatushpadasana. You can either grab the sides of the mat or interlock your fingers behind your back. Pressing down with your heels to lift your hips. Marcia, you remember that if this is too much on your neck, you're gonna put some blankets under your shoulders. I know I was out last week. I was out climbing mountains and packing up. Come back to this warm place. Soften your neck and throat. Make sure you're not gripping your jaw. As you push your heels into the floor to lift your hips up higher and higher. Use the strength of your legs, whatever strength you have left. Then slowly lower your hips back down. Rest there for a moment. So next you'll either do the same thing with the block under your hips like this, or you'll set up for shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. And then in shoulder stand, again, another pose that's difficult to get into slowly, although I've seen it done. I could probably lift my legs slowly, but I don't know that I could throw them over my head slowly. So in shoulder stand, you'll lower, once you're up, you're gonna lower one leg down. If you need to see it, I'll show. You don't need to see it, then go ahead and go up into Sarvangasana. However many blankets you use. I'm not there to get on you about using a certain number of blankets. So in whatever position you're in, whether you're in supported bridge or supported chatush, you want to roll your shoulders underneath as much as you can. If you're in tutus, you can hold onto your ankles or the blurick. If you're in shoulder stand, you can move your hands as low down your back as possible. And lift your legs up. I'm using the counterbalance of the hips because I don't know how else to do it without hurting my neck. It's just something my body doesn't know. I'm certain it's possible. Then once you're in shoulder stand, and if you're in the supported bridge, you could lift one leg up, but we're going to take, the shoulder stand people are going to take one leg down. So keep your left leg where it is, and then slowly with control, you're going to lower your right leg down. But keep it slow so you know where you run into problems. Notice if your left leg turned out. Or if your right leg turned out. If you're watching this for some reason, rather than doing, you'll notice that my left leg moves all over the place. I'm attempting to keep it steady, but and do the other leg. Keep both quadriceps, both sets of quadriceps engaged. Spread your toes, that helps you keep your legs active. Notice when your legs like to roll out. Look at your knee, your knees, your right knee should be facing towards your head. And your left knee, if it's halfway down, should also be facing towards your head, not turned out. Slowly lift your leg back up. Be in shoulder stand. Notice if you're gripping anywhere that shouldn't be gripped. So, your legs are gripped, they're active and strong. Your upper arms are pressing into the floor, but your jaw and your forehead should all be soft, floppy. Notice if your teeth are touching. If your teeth are touching, chances are you're gripping your jaw. You can lower your legs slowly to the ground. If you're in supported bridge, you're gonna lift your hips up, remove the block, and then slowly lower your hips to the floor. Nose and shoulder stand, work your way down. Once you're down for a couple breaths, you can move towards the head side, your head side, so your shoulders rest on the floor. Then roll to your side. Lift yourself up. Extend your legs out. Upavista Konasana. All right, if you cannot sit up straight on the floor, put a blanket under your hips. Lift your arms up. Press your thighs down. All right, again, this works just like Uttanasana, so if your back gives you pain, then you need to take your arms down, maybe out to the side would be better. So you can either come forward with your arms out to the side, this is a lot less weight bearing on your back, or take your arms forward. See if you can keep them alongside your ears. Until you can't anymore. And then you can place them down. Because if I go any further, what's going to happen is my hips are going to flop up. So if I keep on doing this, I lose it. So rather than lose it, I'll just take my hands down. Now walk your hands over to the right. Press your left leg down. Come back to the center. Walk your hands over to the left. Press your right leg down. And come back to the center. Walk your hands back in. Join your legs together. And lie back for Shavasana. Roll your shoulders under in Shavasana. Let your feet relax.
The weight of your body folding into or releasing to the floor. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. And use the next few moments to focus on your breath. Deepen your breath. Bend your knees. Support your head as you roll to your side. Or a little further to your side, use your arms to lift yourself back up. Take your arms to the side, lift your chest. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Think of something you're grateful for. Namaste. Thank you all for coming and putting up with a long being mode. I'm thankful I don't have to do it myself.